All right, cool. YouTube is ready.
Let's let everyone in.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Thank you all for being here. Another Finessed Media event. Woo, woo, woo. I'm so excited. I hope y'all are excited as I am because we are speaking with 7 such creative, talented individuals who work in the music industry / entertainment industry, all different backgrounds today. So before Mia gets started, I'm going to introduce some of our audience to get to know who we are talking with. So I'm going to pick on Saskia Menendez first. Hello, can you tell us who you are and where you're based, what you do?
Hi, I'm based in London and I do music marketing, artist development and management, and also forming a new girl band in the UK. So thank you very much for having me.
Ooh, girl power, yes, I love it. Thank you for being here. Let's see, Joey Baby, welcome back. We heard Joey Baby's music last week. So dope.
What's up?
Hey, can you tell us where you're based again and what you do?
Yes, I'm Joey. I'm based in New York City, and I'm an artist and producer.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Everyone check out Joey Baby's music. They want to be in a boy band, and it's boy band vibes, 100%.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Mike Amadi. Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Great. Tell us who you are, where you're based, what you do.
Yeah, I'm Michael, or Mike. I travel between Maryland, New Jersey, New York, and sometimes Arizona. I do graphic design and like concert photography. So, yeah.
Awesome. You're in the right place then today. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Travis Gregory. Hello.
Hi, my name is Travis. My artist name is Orangey Pink, and I do VFX and music, and I like to specialize in like the Unreal Engine with like physics simulation, like makes 3D stuff look real, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome, sweet. Hi. And Alexi just said that Travis is an OG intern.
Yes.
Hey, Travis.
Hi, thanks for the shout out. I was really excited about this event, so I wanted to check it out. Yeah.
Awesome.
And I'm based in San Francisco. That's my last name.
I love it. Let's see. Izzy Vega. Hello. You're still there. You go.
Hello. Sorry, I'm a grandpa with this stuff. What's up? How's it going, guys? My name is Izzy Vega. I'm an artist and producer based out of San Diego.
Awesome. Callie in the building. All right. And we'll call on a couple more people. Nevada, I know who you are. Tell us where you're based and what you do.
Hi, I'm based in the Washington, D.C. area, and I'm a songwriter and artist.
Awesome. So many creatives here today. And one more person, James Gregory Cubitt. Hello.
Hello. I'm an artist, producer, rapper, and dancer.
Ooh, dancer. Okay, you do it all. Awesome. Thank you for being here. So I'm going to pass the mic to Mia. She's our host for today. Where we're going to get started. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in this world. I hope you're all well. Thank you all so very much for joining us today. My name is Mia, and I'm a creative marketer and artist developer here at Finessed. And I'm really honored to be hosting this event with you all because our panelists are so wonderful at what they do, honestly, truly. As you've noticed from the title of this event, we'll be speaking with the Keynote creatives who lead the industry from behind the scenes. You know, the musicians, the styling consultants, the visual effects artists, the heavy lifters, if you will. We all know that behind our favorite music artists is an entire camp of visionaries who put in the work behind the scenes to bring everything to life, but oftentimes their voices go unheard. And this is exactly why it's excruciatingly important that we as rising artists and industry pros continue to pass the mic to the people who absolutely deserve it. And on that premise, I'm giving you a discussion with an eclectic panel full of creatives who truly keep the industry on its axis. All of our guests are here to remind you that everyone has a place in the industry. I mean, think about it. There's so many ideas to communicate, and there's so many creative avenues to bring said ideas to life. The beauty of the industry is that it's really different strokes for different folks, like literally. So before I introduce our guests, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of today's event. We'll get into about a 50-minute discussion with our guests, and then we'll break off into separate rooms where audience members can network and ask more personalized questions. We will have those breakout rooms set up. And just so you know, it'll be Tiffany and Elise in a room. It'll be Aisha, Roxana, and missing one, Nayeli in a room, my bad. And then we'll also have Caesar and Tomash in a room. But we'll, of course, remind you of that as the time comes. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and formally introduce our 7 talented panelists. Okay, so first up, we have the beautiful Aisha Rae. She's a bicoastal creative and a style consultant who endeavors to build an artist's brand and image through and through. She's also the founder of Black, spelled BL8CK, which is a full-service creative agency showcasing emerging brands, talent, inspiration, all the good stuff. She styled amazing talents like Doechii, my fave, Karol G, and more. Honestly, I'm hoping and praying that maybe one day she could style me on the red carpet, but we're going to start with a panel for today. So hi, Aisha, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you for the introduction.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So next we have Nayeli Maldonado with the Eye for a Beautiful Set. This professional is a creative producer and a set designer who's worked in the music department at NBC Universal, music series for the Latino Film Institute, and during the pandemic, she designed sets for a number of videos. She co-owns a creative studio called Nohpalli, and she's worked with artists like Stephen Christopher, Ty Verdes, Summer Walker, and more. I really hope that you all are just as excited as I am. And Nayeli, how are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming out. And up next, we have the Tiffany Stevenson, the vocal artist, the songwriter who knows how to bring a house down. Let me tell you, this Grammy and Stellar Award nominated musician has been singing since she was a young girl, whether it was a church choir or an open mic in her city, she was there. Through the years, she supported some epic names like Stevie Wonder, Jasmine Sullivan, Jessie J, Kanye West, and y'all, that's not even the half of it. Hi, Tiffany, how are you?
Hey.
Hey.
I'm good. I'm excited. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And just so you all know, Tiffany does have her own projects out. Be sure to check her debut album, Sorry for the Wait, under the name Trey Stella. So fourth on our roster is the lovely Elise Solberg. She's a keyboardist, songwriter, composer, and producer based out in Los Angeles. She is the founder of Turn Up Her Mic, which is a nonprofit organization aiming to empower female musicians. And if you caught the Oscars this year, Elise was the pianist for Beyonce's Be Alive performance, which is pretty monumental. She's also worked with Chloe and Halle, and of course, Chloe as a solo artist. Hey, Elise, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. And y'all, this is actually Elise's second event with Finessed, so we're very pleased to have you back. Woo-woo. Okay, and so we now have the one and the only Roxana Baldovin, La Señora Directora. She is definitely the director to watch out for. She's in demand, especially seeing as she's garnered close to 1 billion views on her videos for stars like Doja Cat, Rico Nasty. I'm sure y'all have seen T and Tamara. That was my video, so if I've seen it, you've seen it. And other artists she's worked with include Lil Uzi Vert, her, Kehlani, and so much more. How are you, Roxana?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. This is such a beautiful lineup of women. I feel honored to be on it with you guys. I'm so excited to hear everyone's stories.
Right, same. Thank you so much for coming along. And coming in at number 6, we have Caesar Daniels, who is a director and visual effects supervisor based in LA. With over 10 years of visual effects experience, Caesar founded Vanguard Studios VFX and has since collaborated with industry-renowned brands and artists like J-Rock, Corday, Ravina, Jack Daniels, so many more. Impressive, right? How are you?
Hi, how you guys doing? Thank you so much for having us with this amazing team of creative people. I'm just blessed to be here. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, we have Tomash Kuzmytskyi. His work in CGI is honestly unmatched. He's a two-time VMA Award winner for Best Visual Effects for Coldplay's Up and Up and Justin Bieber's Where Are You Now, which has over 1 billion views on YouTube. He's also the founding CEO of the Kroot, which is a visual effects and animation studio. And he's worked with the likes of huge talents like Billie Eilish, Oliver Three, Sophia Carson, Tinashe, and once again, the list goes on. How are you,
Hi
Tomash?
guys. Yeah, hi guys. Yeah, thank you.
Of course.
Such as I just a little hesitate, but to be honest, I'm super excited.
I'm glad you were able to make it out. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Roxana.
Hi, Tomash. It's nice to see a friendly face. Tomash and I have worked together on a bunch of projects.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, surprise.
I love that. Okay, so I know y'all are seeing this lineup. Like everyone here is really a force to be reckoned with through and through. So audience members, I hope you brought your pens and your papers, all that good stuff. So welcome everyone. We're gonna get started with our discussion now. So we'd love to get to know you all better. To orient ourselves, would you briefly be able to describe the moment you realized you wanted to be in the industry? Would anyone like to take this question first? Aisha?
Well, I actually kind of have an interesting story how I got into it. I was going to college at the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, and I just thought I was going to be a buyer, honestly. I just wanted to go to Fashion Week. That was it. I ended up meeting a woman by the name of Diana Suyette when I was studying abroad, who ended up working on the Tyra Banks show, who actually gave me my introduction into styling and that whole entertainment world. As growing up in Jersey, New York, I thought most of my family, they worked in business. So I didn't know that you could work behind the scenes if you weren't in front of the camera. I didn't know there was people actually behind it, making it happen. So when Diana put me in that position to work on the Tyra Banks show, and I saw literally behind the scenes, that's when I knew like, this is the industry I want to be in. This is where I want to stay. And that's how I got my first taste of the industry.
Right, I love that. I love the Tyra Banks show, honestly. Congratulations for that. Would anyone else like to take the stage? Roxana?
Yeah, I'll go. I can piggyback off of that because I grew up in New York as well, in Brooklyn. And so New York's kind of divided into two parts. It's like either like immigrants, 9 to 5, like safety, stability, which is like where I came from. And then you see like the artists, you know, there were like random celebrities, kids that would be like in my group in high school. And so like, I knew that it was possible, but like, even though everybody's like, you need 9 to 5, you need safety. I was like, I see it for other people. I know it could happen for me. So I knew, I think I knew that I wanted to pave my own path like my whole life, but how I actually got into it was there was a lot of rappers in Brooklyn who needed music videos when I was in college. And luckily, like basically I started my career with underachievers. And when I found them, they had 10,000 views. I did their second video and my first video got 12 million views. But the thing with numbers like that is that like, you have to keep up with the Joneses. And so, you know, you have to be like Craigslist every day looking for work, like emailing every day, every label, because, you know, there's a million of us really. So as much as you want to think you're irreplaceable, they can easily replace you. So you got to like keep up with it. But yeah, luckily for me, a label recognized my work. We needed extras. And a label had what's it called? An intern at Atlantic Records was an extra on my video. And so she was like, I'd love to put you in contact with like a commissioner. I didn't even know what a commissioner was at the time, but commissioners are the people that give directors jobs at labels. And so for a year and a half, like we were emailing, nothing was happening. You know, I was getting treatments in, like, I remember my first $10,000 like budget video. I was like, wow, I made it, you know? And then you realize like what that really actually means. But yeah, it was a year and a half of me like being persistent and not really getting anything before anything actually happened. So persistency is definitely key.
Definitely key. I hope y'all wrote that down, honestly. All right. Caesar, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, of course. I basically started off in Florida and moved over to Missouri. I always knew I wanted to pursue some sort of career in film. The way I kind of found a little bit of advantage, I guess, in the quality of work that I put out there was because I could somehow introduce some sort of visual effects and enhance the production in itself. And that always caught the attention of a lot of people and a lot of independent artists. Similar as it said before me, it's you have to hustle, you have to find, you constantly have to be in contact with a lot of creatives, put yourself out there, put your work out there, because I know that sometimes it's scary to just, you sometimes don't think highly of yourself or of your work, and you just have to be sure and be confident that whatever you do, you have to do the best you can, because someone will always recognize it. And as it's word of mouth, people will recommend you to other projects. And thankfully, that's got me where I am. It's pretty much just dedication, learning, and keeping up with the technology, because with the visual effects industry, technology is always changing. Every 5 to 3 years, you have new ways to make different backgrounds, green screen, blue screens. Now they have like nano LED technology screens. So it's pretty awesome. I'm very grateful to be here, but I know as they've said before, we're all irreplaceable. So we have to constantly be improving ourselves. And that means just putting your work out there and just making sure you realize that you can do better in the next project, and you'll always be improving from there on.
Right. That's wonderful. Honestly. Anyone else?
I kind of have a story similar to Aisha. Not exactly the same, but I think it's good to know sometimes that you can get off the path a little bit, and like not one that you expected of yourself or others expected of you. So for me personally, I went to college for music, and I went in as a classical major, and I was kind of getting tired of practicing all day in a practice room all by myself. I knew I was like a people person, and I love working with people, because being a classical pianist is kind of very in solitary confinement, kind of. So I was like, well, okay, so I need to find a way where I can actually work with people. So I was just watching a lot of the concerts going on at school, and the popular music program really caught my eye. And so I went up to the department head, Patrice Russia, and I was like, hey, is there any way I can get involved in any way? This program seems so cool to me. And she said, yeah, we actually can always use more keyboardists. Like there's always a lack of keyboardists here. So she had me join for my senior year. So like senior year is supposed to like, you're supposed to know what you're going to be doing next, right? But here I am just like switching paths my final year. And I was like, well, it's never too late. So I joined the program and did the very best I could. And yeah, it really changed my life forever. So I think it's always a lesson in it's never too late to kind of switch your path a little bit. I always knew I wanted to do music, but I think it's crucial to know that like you don't have to do what everyone expects of you.
Exactly. Nayeli, what about you?
I guess for me, I started when I was in college interning at the Santa Barbara Bowl, and we would always have concerts there. And that's kind of the first taste I got into the music scene. I loved, helping out. And there was a woman there that mentored me, and she was a Latina. So for me to see that kind of really inspired me. I was like, we don't see this, we don't really see women of color, and especially, Black and Latina women. So for me, I was like, well, this is maybe something I want to consider. So I decided when I graduated a few years later, I decided to get my master's in music business. I was like, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it and have the right information and knowledge. So that's kind of the route I took, a little bit more formal, I guess. And from there, I just started interning at different places, music departments and things like that. So that's kind of my intro to music business.
Awesome. And Tiffany?
I will say that I probably got started because of my parents. So my mom used to sing and travel, and my dad is a musician as well. So I think just being around it is kind of something that I feel like I had it honest. And I used to see, like, my dad used to play with D'Angelo when I was like 5 or 6. And so I used to be in rehearsal with them. I would sneak at SIR, I would sneak into studios. I got caught being in the studio with TLC. Bowie was like down the hall in another studio. So it's like I've always kind of like been around it, and I just grew up around music. So I felt like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then because of the respect that people have for my parents, they've always looked out for me and, you know, trusted me to be in certain rooms on certain gigs. And yeah, I just kept building from there.
That's crazy. You all have such amazing origin stories, honestly. So also I wanted to ask you, you know, in terms of art, I would say that you all stay on top of like industry trends and everything, but I'd ask you how you stay on top of the trends, but as the people who spearhead the industry, I feel like you all lead the pack. So as trendsetters, what inspires you and your art? Caesar, would you like to answer?
Yeah, that's actually a great question, and it has me thinking. I have to say it's the peers around me, the people who I've worked with, and then I see them work with other creatives, and how amazing their work is just makes me want to improve and the quality of what I do, improve me as a person and my relationships with other creative people, and just get in contact, because you can't do everything alone. And at the end of the day, a lot of people have incredible ideas that you both can share and piggyback on each other and just improve each other's projects. And I think that's how a lot of today's crazy, like, incredible technology in VFX or in film or music videos is just, it inspires a lot of people to just keep evolving your creative techniques, I guess, if that's the easiest way I could put it. I'm always trying to improve thanks to other creatives.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. And Tomash, we didn't hear your story. Would you like to share?
Yes, I want to share. So my story began in I think 2006. It was in Ukraine. Actually, I'm born in Ukraine, and my life, I was learning art. I'm artist, like I love painting, and but my dream was all the time is to learn character animation. And something happened. I switched to 3D, like design of visualization for 3D environment. I mean, for interior and exteriors, for architecture. But in our country, in those time, I love music videos, like watch music videos. And famous director was in Ukraine. I mean, he's still famous. It's Alan Badorev. Maybe you know. I know Roxana should know this director, and he inspired me to create VFX, but I have no idea what is VFX, and I started learn VFX. And then the first project was this time, yeah, I believe 2006. This time is inspired me to move to music video industry. And first project was my first project was with Russian director. We did a lot for Russian music industry, but then we switched to American market. And first project was for Benny Benassi. And then second one, I mean, the first project was Benny Benassi. It's full green screen. We was excited. We have just like couple people in my company, and then we was so excited to make this video. And then the second one was Justin Bieber with Sean Kingston.
Oh,
a
wow.
song called Any Many. We just made intro. It's like drum shot past the Hollywood sign, and Hollywood sign I believe was Ray K, because maybe I don't remember. Maybe it was Ray K director. So, and then just grow, just team became bigger and more clients. Yeah. So this is just quick introduction of myself. Sorry. And sorry for my English. It's not my first language, but I try best. Thank you so much.
You don't have to apologize. You're doing amazing, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I just wanted to ask, like, for all of you, I know a lot of you have your own projects on your own. So I wanted to direct the question to Tiffany and Elise. How do you balance your own work and then supporting other artists?
I will say that it's very much one hand washes the other, because supporting other artists is like that's my job. That's how I eat. And so the money that I make from doing that, I'm able to put into, my own, my clothing line, my albums, whatever the case. And then over time, depending on the artist, I would say that over time you develop these relationships with the artist, and they're able to support you outside of what you're able to do for them, which I think is amazing, because people don't have to extend their platform or extend their whatever. But yeah, I think I would say it's kind of like a one hand wash the other kind of situation.
Right. Okay. Elise, how about you?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Tiffany. You would just really have to focus on working. Like she said, you have to be able to feed yourself and do that, and put that as a priority. But at a certain point, if you have things to say, if you have a vision for yourself that you'd like to have, then you really have to make time for it. Sometimes when you're on the road, some people kind of just, I don't want to say waste their time, but you do have a considerable amount of time to work on stuff, because you sound check and then you're just like off for a long time, and then you actually play the show. It's like several hours. So just utilizing those pockets of time very wisely, I've found very helpful, and just really being aware of that. And same thing, like with the touring, like being financially savvy, and saving that money, like Tiffany said, for your own projects. Like there's so many people that just kind of like, once they start really making money on the road, they just like waste it on a lot of trivial stuff. So just making sure that you're really smart about it, and so that you could also feed your other projects.
Yeah, of course. And I think this is so important for all of us rising artists. Oftentimes we kind of struggle with how to manage our time well, and then you guys are offering a lot of gems. So I just want to say thank you again. And I wanted to ask a question more about networking. So, here at Finessed Media, we have like plenty of networking events. This is one of them, because our audience is filled with folks who aspire to be in the industry. So all of us wondering, how do you get in contact with artists and or their team, and how do you do your own outreach? Roxana?
Yeah, so I mean, if you like an artist, like reach out to them, follow their manager. It's all about really getting to their manager as opposed to getting to them, because their managers probably have less of a following, and you want to talk to the manager. So that just shows you're doing your research. I feel like never be afraid to just hit them up, because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So that's just the best way. Like, we're so blessed to live in the time of social media. Like, anyone is at our disposal and everybody has a team. So if you find one person on the team, like, that gets you that much closer.
Exactly. Right. Nayeli?
So for me, I live in Los Angeles. I'm lucky, you know, to live here. So I found it very easy for me to network, just going to a lot of events, meeting people, you know, usually going to 1 or 2 events a week has helped kind of expand my network, just because you never know who you're going to meet. You know, everybody's trying to network and get to meet each other. And I found that it is kind of a small community, just having to work with certain, you know, you meet somebody on set and you're like, hey, like, you meet them somewhere else on a different set. So you're always interconnected in one way or another. So that's always helpful to, you know, remembering people's names, and just having genuine conversations with them. It's not always about like, oh, what project are you working on right now? Or like, what, you know, how can you help me? It's more of like, let's actually get to know each other, and see if, you know, we're compatible, if we're, you know, thinking about it as more of like, let's be friends.
Right.
Because I think friends kind of get you to where you want to go. It's always like, if I'm up here, I'm going to bring you up with me type of scenario. So that's always kind of the way I see things is,
Yeah.
you know, me and my friends are the ones bringing each other up.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely agree with that. I feel like, you know, sometimes we have to try to dissolve that crabs in a bucket mentality. So I really love what you said. Tomash, do you have anything to add?
My networking is built. So my business model is right now it's online, so everything remotely. We switched just recently, as my artist in based in Ukraine, and I'm living in Irvine, California. So it's hard to make kind of structure with the offices, you know, with everything. So everything right now remotely, and we using some apps for communication for like group projects, and it's pretty easy. Nothing like super technological, something special. Everything, you know, like you know, keep it simple. So I try to do everything and keep as simple as possible. So it helps to avoid everything, you know, all bad moments in communication.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Right. And so, you know, this is a really great panel, and we all asked you here because you all inspire us. And so I was wondering, Aisha, could you give us some insight on like a huge challenge you faced and how you overcame that?
Yeah, I could actually talk about, I've been living now in Los Angeles for 10 years, but I moved here from New York. And I remember I worked on so much stuff in New York. You know, I did the Tyra Banks show. I went to Wendy Williams. I worked with Prince. I worked with so many people in New York. So when I came to LA, I will say I was a little big headed. I was like, oh, it'll be easy. You know, I know everyone. And it was really, really challenging for me to get work in LA. And I think that was the most humbling experience. And I'm so glad I had that experience, because it was like, I had this amazing resume. I worked with so many celebrities, but still like, I didn't have that community in LA. And so my focal point was building that community in LA and working with artists. And I think also too, it's like, you don't have to just shoot for like the biggest superstar. You know, you can, like Roxana was saying, like start with like 10K or someone like that and continue to build with them. As they grow, you can grow with them. And from that, I think that's when it really started moving in motion for me here in LA. But it did take me like 2 to 3 years to really get that motion started, because I really needed that community. So I would just say that was a really big challenge for me, and just overall, I would say, I think we pointed that out, networking and community is super, super important. Like always network with people, and not just to get a job, but to build like a friendship community rather than just trying to be friends with someone because of what they do. I think really having a connection leads to a stronger relationship, and you guys may end up working together long haul.
Absolutely. And you guys, we all have a contact sheet going on in the comments section, so don't forget to add your name. Okay. And Caesar, how have you navigated any big challenges?
I would say the same thing. Going off what Aisha said, it's really, when I first moved out here to LA, it was same thing. I thought it was going to be a piece of cake with my resume. I had a strong resume, I had a strong portfolio, and I didn't realize that. I mean, out here, you definitely need to have a strong connection or network of people that can rely on you, and you can rely on them creatively. And at first, that was the biggest challenge. Who do I go to? Like, who can I work with? And a lot of that was, I started off doing intern work and like just free, like being on set for free, helping people out, doing favors, and then as well as sprinkling some of my own work into their projects. And then they would be impressed of like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing, let's bring him on board to the next project. And that led to getting paid gigs. Then that led to other people recognizing the work that we did and just getting recommended. So it's a lot of you putting yourself out there first and realizing that you think you're not going to get a lot because you're not getting paid, but it's not about getting paid. It's about making these relationships work, so in the future you can actually have a project that you're proud of, and the benefit of that, yeah, you get paid, and that's just awesome, but you're doing something that you love, and I think it's really important. Networking is build a connection of people that can trust you, and you can ask them for work if you really want to, or just bring them on your project the next time.
Right, absolutely. And sometimes those unpaid, sorry, it's raining over here. Sometimes those unpaid experiences can be pretty valuable to your resume. So definitely appreciate what you just said. And so we've been speaking a lot about like free opportunities and everything. And, in any industry, it's very important to know your worth. A lot of our audience is new to the industry, and as newbies, we're not always sure of what to look out for. So it's important to stay protected in these spaces. And so looking more into the business side of things, what are some key things, some non-negotiables you feel like could never have, like non-negotiables that have to stay in your resume, something that like cannot be taken off, anything of the sort? Roxana?
On your resume, I feel like that's tough because I feel like experience is the biggest resume in terms of like, I don't know. I feel like at least for me, I so rarely have to show a resume. It's more like, oh, what have you done is the resume. So I feel like it goes back to like the unpaid opportunities too, like in the beginning, I feel like you have to say yes to everything. You can't have a big head at all. Like just get the experience. And I feel like I know what it is. Actually, when I give people the opportunity for something and I know they're starting out and it's like, it doesn't pay well, or sometimes it doesn't pay at all, and they're not down, or they give me an attitude, or like, maybe I'm overworking them, but I'm like, I'm trying to make this perfect. If I see like the drive is not there, the hustle is not there, like, or like they have a big head, I'm like, nah, it's not going to happen for you, because you have to have such thick skin and also like a work ethic of like wanting to be the best. Like, so I feel like that's super important, never show them that you're tired, never say no. If someone says no to me, bye, because it can always be done. There was always going to be someone that's going to find a way to fix whatever the problem is,
Exactly. Aisha, what about you?
I feel exactly what Roxana is saying, because I would say that I have had interns, and I remember when I was interning and starting out, like I would say yes to everything. I was in school, I would have midterms, and I had a full-time job plus doing freelance work, so a lot of times when people are like, oh, I'm too busy, or I can't do that, or like, she stated like they don't want to do it or put their all in, because if it is unpaid or if it is an internship, that really leaves a bad taste in people's mouth, because it's like, if you said yes to this, we expect you to put your all into it. And we all started at that place, and we all were dying for these opportunities. So to be in these places where people are wanting you to work with them, or giving you the opportunity to assist or intern or whatever that is, like work so hard, because you never know, like down the line, that could be the person who's going to put you onto a job, get you connected with someone, refer you to something that could be your biggest break. So if you don't want to do an opportunity, don't take it, I would say. But if you are going to do something, put your 1,000% in it, not just 1,000. Always be early. Like, if the call time's at 10 a.m., you need to be there at 9:40. Okay, waiting in the parking lot for it to start at 10 a.m. Like, you just have to show that hustle and that drive. And I think a lot of people now don't have that anymore. They just want it quick, and it's not quick. You know, we've all probably been in the industry 10 plus years. So it takes work to get to where we're at.
Right. I really love what you said about being on time, because I think we all know that quote where it's like, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. So that's definitely a big gem. Nayeli, how about you? At set design, like, what are some things that you feel like are non-negotiables for you?
What do you mean about not like non-negotiables?
Yeah, so basically I did mention resumes, but I was also thinking like contractual things that you feel like could protect you in any spaces.
Yeah. Oh, I think this is a really big issue that I've faced in the past, is making sure that you are protecting yourself, that you're reading your contracts thoroughly. Some producers or whatever try to be sneaky. I've had in the past people tell me like, can you actually skip your lunch and we just need you to work the whole way through, no breaks. And we're talking about 12+ hour days. And I think you do at some point need to stand your ground and let people know what your boundaries are, and just letting them know like, hey, you know what? No, like my team has been working 8 hours. We need a break. We need to eat. Like, it's just, to me, it's silly for them to ask something like that. So just knowing when you need to stand up for yourself or stand up for your team, because people will always try to take advantage of you, especially if you're always the yes person. I'm going to be the naysayer and be like, sometimes you do need to say no. You need to, know when to say no. If somebody's trying to treat you a certain way, maybe you don't work with them next time. And I think that's how you build respect for yourself. Other people are gonna be like, oh, like she stood up to the director, like that's badass. And I know it can be a little scary. And maybe Roxana has a different perspective as the director. So just, not coming off as disrespectful, because I think it is all about respect. Like, hey, respectfully, I would like to take a 30-minute lunch and I would like to give my team a 30-minute lunch. Can we figure out a way to move some things around? And, just having that clear communication, I think, is key.
Can I say, I think that it's more like in the beginning, because obviously it's as a director too. I mean, like it happens to me, like with the labels, like I've had to like cancel a flight home for Thanksgiving because I was working on a project in the UK and they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So they don't give a fuck that it's a holiday. They're like, you can't go home. You have to finish your project. So, and I canceled my flight home and I finished my project. And so I feel like it's more like in the beginning of your career, like you're talking about like having a team. Once you have a team, respect, absolutely set boundaries. But when you're still like climbing the ladder, I feel like, there's
it's hard.
Yeah. So I even wrote in the chat, or I was responding because I'm like trying to respond to people on the chat too. That's like, it's a very thin line with like respecting yourself and figuring out when you could have the boundaries, and then
completely
time and place.
Thank you all so much. And then we're about to conclude this session. So I just wanted to do like a quick rapid fire about your favorite projects, Elise, starting with you.
Uh-oh, I have to think. It's really hard to like just pinpoint one. This is hard. Well, I mean, of course, like the most recent one, which was the Oscars, I like that a lot. But I also love like live shows like that. I think I really liked the Global Citizen performance that we did last year with Chloe and Hallie. That was really fun.
Awesome. I love Chloe and Hallie, so love that for you. What about you, Tomash? Any favorite projects?
My personal favorite.
Yes.
My personal favorite projects, of course, it's Coldplay. Coldplay Up and Up. So this project gave me a lot of knowledges, working with Vanya Heyman and Gal Muja, directors. So it gives a lot of it was inspired me and think another way. So it's hard to explain, for example, to artists who never work in some such as interesting and hard projects, because if you work with kind of this project, you love, of course, you love VFX and art, and you dive in this project, you like, you became like a god of something. I don't know how to explain. And you start understand a lot. So after Coldplay, I started understand a lot. And after that, when I touch when I worked with Joseph Kahn, it's just a little different, but same. It's kind of similar. It was super interesting how to connect everything, like art, creative, and like creative and art, but more like from different side of view from like directors.
Right.
But yeah, so Coldplay Up and Up, it's my favorite project. And actually right now I think to try make kind of VFX VFX course to show how you can learn something and do something special based on this Coldplay Up and Up video. So
that's wonderful.
People love it. Some people love it, and artists and the young artists, they feel something special, when they watch Coldplay Up and Up.
That's great.
And of course, I'm sorry, I forgot about Roxana's projects. I love work with Roxana's project. This is the best female director in my life.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
We did do one really good project together, though. The Rico Nasty Flo Milli video is one of my favorite videos.
That's my favorite.
He killed the like Wizard of Oz background. Like, to recreate Wizard of Oz was fire.
That's amazing. And Tiffany, what about you?
My favorite project. I don't know. Jesus is Born was fun. It was like, I want to say maybe 130 of us, like literally in a big studio, standing on chairs, singing in microphones. And like, we literally just had a party and put it on the album. That was really fun. Working with Tyler, the Creator, probably is my second favorite, only because like, I used to see like his show on, what is that, Adult Swim?
Yeah.
And I used to be like, yo, this dude is so annoying. Like, what is his deal? Like, he's so crazy and all of that stuff. And then I met him and I was like, whoa, he's like the sweetest, most kindest, down to earth person ever. And I think that helps when you meet people and they are like just regular people.
Right.
And they're easy to work with. It makes a difference. So I would say between Tyler and the Jesus is Born album, those probably are my faves.
You got some good picks. Okay. Aisha, what about you?
I have so many, but I will say recently, we just did Jimmy Fallon with Doechii, and that was her first big performance. And working with a new artist right now has been really special because these are all of her first, and it's amazing seeing her first through, you know, her eyes and like creating these moments for her. So I would say that was really, really special. Just like doing that whole process with her and collaborating with her on her vision and what she wanted to execute. So I would say that just holds a special place in my heart currently, this moment right now. That's my favorite project.
I love that so much. I love Doechii. Okay, Nayeli, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good projects, but I mean, I think my favorite one was actually not a music video. It was this little short series that Hulu does called Mom and Pop, and it was for Latinx Heritage Month. So we got to tell stories of different Latinx influencers. So that was really fun. It was like over the span of like 2 weeks. I got to help design and decorate the sets, and we had like 10 sets. So it was a lot of fun, you know, just like designing people's homes. And they were like, a lot of them were like 90s because the influencers were growing up in the 90s. So it was a lot of period pieces. So that was really fun. And the team just connected really well. It was a great team, super supportive. We became like a little family, so that was cute.
I love that for you so much. Oh my God. Caesar, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many projects that have been amazing. Thankfully, I gotta say that at least two of my favorites have been. One was with we flew A Plus Films, which was the production company back then. They flew us over to Chicago to shoot a video with Cordae and Chance the Rapper, which was really fun and entertaining. I mean, there was not a lot of visual effects per se other than green screen, but it was fun to actually get to know the whole team. We were like, it was just a great time with the actual production team, and just being out of LA for a couple of days and just getting to meet these different artists at different times. And then the latest one that has to do with VFX has to be with Ravina Aurora. We shot her latest music video, and we were shot it in the LED screens, which are being used, the new technology with Unreal Engine. They're basically using it on like new shows like Mandalorian or like Avatar films. So it's pretty cool to get to use that new technology on these like productions. It gives us a taste of what it could be in the future, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of practical and visual effects, and we just had a great time. And it's always an entertaining and a very important learning lesson every time I'm on set, because it's a different experience. There's different things that need to be done in the visual department, I guess. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and whenever I'm on set. Love being on set.
You all have such impressive resumes. I'm in awe. You guys are amazing, amazing, amazing. And then, so this concludes our Q&A discussion session. So I'm going to pass it to Kit Kat. Kit Kat, how are we doing on time?
We're doing great. Hello, everyone. My name is Kit Kat. I'm the general manager of Finessed Media. So incredible to hear from all of you. If you took something away, if you're excited to go into breakout rooms and get to know all of our panelists a little bit more, can you unmute yourselves and give us the iconic woo woo? Woo woo! All right. Amazing. Oh, I heard that one. I heard that last one loud and clear. Amazing. So, Danny, how are the breakout rooms going? We good to open them up?
Yeah, we're good to go. I'll open them up right now.
Amazing. Thanks, y'all.
Okay. And also to reiterate, we'll have 3 different breakout rooms. So I think they're already gone, but basically, for anyone who's still around. So basically it'll be the musicians together. That's Elise and Tiffany. They'll have their room. And then there will be Nayeli, Roxana, and Aisha in a room together. And then we'll have the visual effects artist, Caesar and Tomash in a room. So you're free to choose.
It's okay, Miya. Hey, y'all. Welcome back.
Hi, everyone.
All right, we're gonna give everyone a second.
Take me back. That was the best 2 minutes of my life.
Oh.
Take me back.
Yes, that's what we like to hear. Cece came in late and was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Thanks, everybody. This was awesome.
Cool.
I came in late too, but it was really good.
Cool. All right. Awesome. All right, everybody. Remember to just mute yourselves. We're about to let everyone close things off. Do we have everyone back in the room? Let me just make sure all the breakout rooms are good to go. Okay. Cool. All right, Miya, I'm gonna pass the mic back over to you.
Okay, thanks, Alexi. So welcome back. I hope you learned a lot in these breakout rooms. It seems like y'all had a lot of fun, and I'm so glad that we can put this event on for all of you. So as you know, all good things come to an end eventually. And I really do wish we had more time because these artists are so amazing, not just because of who they work with, but because of the art that they create on their own. They're just that great. So I just want to say thank you again. And thank you for sharing your insight, your experiences. And yeah, I'm going to pass it to Sage.
All right, I just want to give you guys a quick rundown of our events for the next couple weeks. So next Saturday, we are starting Pride Month with the organization Queer Capita. On June 11th, we're doing women in the producers and women in the studio. On the 18th, we're doing Finessed Media Beat Battle. And on the 25th, we're doing concerts in the metaverse. So make sure you guys follow all of our social medias and RSVP for all of our upcoming events. I'll pass it to Kit Kat to close out the event.
All right, everyone, it is that time. So one last thank you to all of our amazing panelists, Tomash, Aisha, Elise, where's everyone right now? I can't see everyone, but Roxana, Cesar, who am I missing? Why can't I say everyone? Anyways, thank you to all of our incredible panelists. You are all rock stars. Thank you to all of you in the audience for being here this Saturday afternoon. And can we give Miya a woo-hoo as well for hosting this event? All righty, and with that, have an incredible rest.
Wait, hold on, Kit Kat, can I get the mic really quick?
Yeah, run it.
All right, and everybody please mute yourselves again because I know there's a little bit of an echo. I just want to say we really loved this event and we're so grateful to have so many amazing speakers. We wish there was more time because one of the things we were thinking about for this event is maybe we could have shown a little bit of all of the artists' work. We usually do this for an hour and a half, but please everybody go follow all of the speakers. I think some of them are dropping their handles in the chat, but yeah, to everyone who was a part of this, all of the speakers, Tomash, Aisha, Roxana, Tiffany, Nayeli, I'm missing someone. If I'm missing you, I'm sorry. Without seeing you on screen, I can't see. Also, I'm Alexia, I'm the founder of Finessed Media. But yeah, thank you to all of you for speaking. And just a really quick shout out to the audience. So we had 78 people show up to this event today, and we had a lot of new faces and old faces, which was really cool. We just want to say we've been hosting these events for 2.5 years. We've hosted more than 200 events. We've hosted more than 20,000 people in the last 2.5 years. And it's really crazy to just continue seeing growth. So just thank you everyone for being a part of the Finessed Media. And thank you again to our speakers. Feel free to connect with us offline at finessed.media. And we'll see you all next week. Bye y'all. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. You guys are the best.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
Thanks for having us.
Yo, stop pulling my cord, bro. Bye.
Bye.